Good evening, everybody. I can see there's a few people on the webinar at the moment. I'm just doing a sound check. So, hi everybody. Those of you that are on, I'm going to start in about 11 minutes. If you can just type in the chat box that you can hear me, okay, then I know that I'm in the right place. So, can you hear me? Let's have a look. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Marzena. Thank you, Joshua. Can you just hear me clearly? There's no music in the background because you can just hear me clearly. Sorry to ask. I can hear music. Okay. 1 second. I'm not sure why that is. Bear with me a second. What music is it? Just out of curiosity. Yes, no music. Okay. So Joshua, you can hear music, but Marzena, you can't hear music. So Joshua, you're the only one that seems to hear music, I think. Unfortunately. Maybe it's at your end. Okay, brilliant. So what's anybody else? Can anybody else just hear me clearly? And you can't hear any music. So maybe just Joshua is the only one that can hear music. So maybe you like listening to webinars with music, Joshua. Thank you. Okay, brilliant. So hi everybody. Thank you so much for attending this webinar. I'm going to start in about 10 minutes. Going to start in about 10 minutes. I just want to get in a feel of who's who, say hello. Where are you actually from? I'm assuming you're from the UK. If you're not from the UK, still say hi. Can you see the screen, the ARC logo, and welcome to How to Become a Relationship Expert in 2016? Can you see that on the screen now? Because that's what you should be seeing at this moment in time. Yes, I see it. Thank you very much. Excellent. And where you guys calling from? Thank you so much for your help, Joshua. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so where are you from, Marzena? Where are you from? Marzena, I think. The UK. Okay, what part? Hello, Shabona. Hello. Lovely to meet you. Thank you for coming on board on this lovely leading up to Christmas events. coming up to the end of the year. Okay. Hold on a sec. Don't know what's gone on there. 1 second. Right. 1 second. Let me just get my slide back up. Your mic doesn't seem to work. Coventry, West Midlands. Okay, you don't. Everybody that's on the webinar at the moment, you don't have to worry about your microphone. This is your first webinar. I'm just going to give you a presentation over the next hour or so about how to become a relationship expert and being part of my team. I'm going to provide some training, etc. as well. So you do not have to worry about speaking as such yet. There are webinars like this where you can actually I could actually transfer the microphone over to you at your end and you could actually speak, but I'm just going to be giving a presentation this evening, so you don't have to You don't have to worry about that. We have Alistair on the webinar. Hi, Alistair. How are you? Thank you for your time and coming on this evening. Where actually are you? You from, Alistair? Please. Just want to get a feel of where you guys are actually calling from or logging in from. Hi, that's brilliant. Okay, if you're from London, brilliant. And we've got a Londoner, we've got someone from Coventry, we've got someone from Harrow, we've got someone from Manchester. Brilliant, brilliant. And those of you that are on the webinar now, what are you? What's the main thing you're looking to achieve from this webinar today as well? What's the main thing that you can achieve? And Alistair, can you hear me clearly as well, please? Just type in yes or no. Thank you very much for sharing that. Yeah, so what are you guys hoping to achieve from today? I'm going to kick off in about 6 minutes. Thank you for coming in early, just to make sure that you actually got in nice and early. And I have a new pair of headphones, so I'm hoping that you can hear me nice and clear, which is great. So yeah, they're working fine. Brilliant. So what are you guys hoping to achieve? Just type in the chat box. What are you exactly hoping to achieve from today? And are you Facebook friends as well? How did you hear about today as well? Oh, brilliant. Someone has said some tips on how to become a relationship expert. Relationships are is so important from all areas of our lives, as we know, and it's more important. I mean, as we know, we could be married to a millionaire, we could be married to someone that makes us financially free, but if you're not fulfilled and happy in that relationship, that doesn't really mean a lot, as you know. Someone else has said, I'm looking to advance my own knowledge in this area and end up helping others. This will also help my speaking career. Absolutely. I've had people that have had my training, and I've put them on stage at my seminars in London and Birmingham, where they actually gone on stage and spoke on stage and gave a presentation for the first time. And it was really so nice seeing them come from a place where they haven't done that before, and put them in that position where they can actually go out there and deliver that. And you don't need any experience in that area, because we all have a story, we all have a life experience where we can deliver of some value for that as well. So do not worry about the fact that if you are not, if you don't have a 15 top qualifications, or you have a degree in that sort of area there as well. So yeah, that's good news sort of there as well. If you just bear me 1 second, I'm just going to open the window in here because it's a bit warm. Then we're going to start in 4 minutes. So if anybody's got any questions prior to the webinar, just let me go out, just let me know sort of now, because people are now logging into the webinar now. Hello, Kevin. Thank you for logging in. I've seen you just registered. Thank you very much. Just let me know if you can hear me loud and clearly. Just bear me a second, please. Okay, thank you. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Sharon. Can you guys hear me loud and clearly? Just let me know you can hear me loud and clear. I'd appreciate that, please. Okay, 1 second. I think a few people have got a few questions before we start. So if you have any questions, then please just ask them now, because I'm going to start in 3.5 minutes time. So The ones that have just registered in now, I've just seen you come in there, just let me know if you can hear me clearly, and also if you can see the screen clearly, and just let me know if why are you on this webinar, what you're hoping to achieve from this webinar as well, please. Someone has said to be a relationship expert, want to speak on stage, want to create your own products, helping them with their own relationship, which is, I think, is maybe a top one that a lot of people will be interested in as well. Speak on stage again. There's a lot of people that want to speak on stage, and I think it's a good time of the year to be looking at opportunities like this, especially when the webinar is these types of things are really good because it can give you an idea of what you want to do next year as well. So can everybody, I'm going to start in a second. Can everybody see the chat box and chat into the type into the chat box? Because everybody, I've had questions from some people and some people are saying that they can't. Okay, let's have a look. Yep. Okay, brilliant. Okay, let me just have a check. Hold on 1 second. Thank you, Kevin. You can hear me. Okay. Okay, want to be a speaker and continue to build my brand. Brilliant. Some of you are saying that they cannot see. Can everybody have a little box there that they can see where they can type into? Yep. Okay. Well, I'm going to start in 1 minute, then we're going to get cracking on. Okay. I think there's some of you. I'm going to start in a second, but some of you are saying that you can type in a box, and some of you are saying that you can't. There should be a type-in box so that you should be able to communicate to me with. So I'm not sure. Yeah. So on my end, it's and if some of you are on your maybe on your phone, I'm not sure, on your computer, but I've had quite a few people reply. So I'm not sure at your end why that is happening. But everybody, I'm going to start in about 30 seconds, so everybody can see the slide and everybody can see me, see the white screen with the red APCTC logo at the bottom there. Is that fine for everybody? Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry for asking the question so many times, but a few years ago I had a webinar where there was about 90 people on there, and they couldn't hear me, so I didn't know what was going on there. But there's a couple of you who are saying that they can't see a box. They can see the box, but they can't respond to me. So I'm not sure why that is. So I'm going to just crack on. You will get the opportunity to ask me questions throughout this anyway. So But yeah, that's brilliant. So first of all, thank you for coming along now. I'm going to kick off now. It's just gone 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for your time this evening. I'm going to cover a lot of information on there on this this webinar. It should take in about the next next hour or so, give or take. So let's just look at the mission statement of the Academy of Relationship Coaching, abbreviated ARC. Now, the overall aim of the Academy of Relationship Coaching course is to provide the skills to coach single individuals in making good couple relationship choices, and also to increase stability, happiness, and fulfillment for couples for long-lasting, loving relationships. I decided to set this up because there was nobody in the UK. There's another company, I think in Canada, that does this similar thing, but there was nobody in the UK providing relationship coaching for experts in the UK. So I thought, why don't I do that? And there's a couple of courses I've already run as well. So this webinar is for you if you want to find out how men and women cope with stress differently and how this affects relationships, and 7 ways on how to help singles find and attract the right partner, the top 5 reasons why relationships fail and how you can save them, how you can become a relationship expert and have your own business in a box, and speak on stage at the next dating and relationship conference, and 7 ways how to guide couples to marriage, and 5 reasons why men and women react differently in relationships, why men and women want men to listen and not give advice. I have quite a few men on the webinar there as well, which they will find that interesting, hopefully agree with me, and why men dislike women who want to change them, and how to market yourself to receive so many clients that you can't take anymore. Now, I mean, this webinar should really be about 3 hours, but I've tried to condense it on the main point. So I'm going to cover all of these in as much detail as I can. So question is, why are you here? You know, it's coming up to the end of the year, but you're here for a reason. Why are you here? Now, the first thing I'm going to be covering over is how men and women cope with stress differently and how this affects relationships. Now, first thing here I'm going to look at is men want to give advice, and that can cause problems in relationships, as we know. The reason why we want to give advice is that we in relationships like to provide and protect the woman in our relationship. So when men are giving advice to women, it's usually to look after her, to protect her, to make her feel looked after and protected, because most women like to have that feeling. Now, what happens then is some women, well, most women, just want to be heard, and they are more emotional. And what that means is, if a man is giving a woman advice consecutively on a regular basis, and all she wants to do is for him to listen to her, then there's a conflict there, isn't there? And I bet that some of you on this webinar now have most probably experienced it. I've experienced it even myself on a regular basis as well in the past. But as men, if we hear a woman speaking to us about a problem, we are going to communicate to her as a man would communicate to a man. And the woman's expecting the man to communicate to her as a woman, because she'll be talking to the woman about her problems or issues or how she's feeling in things in general. And the woman there would feel a connection with that woman because she understands her, and then she listens to her and they empathize with each other. With men, what we would do is we would look at, oh, she's bringing a problem to us, because we're solution focused, because we're goal orientated more so, and then we would want to give her help and advice to solve the problem. But she doesn't want to have advice. She just wants you to listen. So in other words, men, she wants you to be quiet and listen to her and empathize with her. So I hope that makes sense. How many of you, let me just throw that question out there, have experienced this, and you've had a relationship where you've experienced this and it's caused a problem for you? Just type in yes or no if you've had that very quickly. Let me just see what some people are saying. No, yes, no. Yes, I can see your message, Sharon. Yep. Yep, brilliant. Most of you are agreeing with that one. Okay, brilliant. But like I said, I'd say, I'm not saying this happens for everybody, but some in that situation. Okay. Now, sometimes when we are stressed as men, we need that time away. Now, some men cope this way, but some men don't, and some men do. But sometimes when we're a bit stressed, sometimes we don't know how to deal with the stress. We just know that we need that time out, because our brains are wired completely differently to women, and it can be perceived that we are neglecting the woman when she wants to talk to us. So when we're getting stressed, we just need to take that time away, not actually physically leave the country, but just take time away from the situation and the woman. And as John Gray says, go into our cave. And sometimes we need to just go away and just reflect, think about what we need to do, and then we can come back and deal with the situation there. At that moment in time, the woman is actually going crazy, because she's there feeling neglected and left out because you don't want to speak to her. And then she's feeling, oh, why are you not speaking to me, along those lines as well. So it's called the man cave, for argument's sake. So that's the situation there that sometimes occurs as well. But women must talk about the issue. So can you imagine there, what's happened there is that situation is sort of reversed, because what happens then is she wants to talk and you don't want to talk, and that can sometimes cause conflicts and problems. And then what then happens then is she feels neglected, you feel stressed, and then it all goes pear-shaped. Now, as a relationship expert, you may get a couple in this situation. Now, it's really important that when you're educating your clients, that you explain this situation to them and say, look, it's not because he's being selfish, and it's not because she's nagging you to the man, this woman, but it's just because that you're just both different. And once you understand the differences, it reduces the effects on the negative side of the relationship in that sense as well. Unless the two understand these differences, problems will always occur. Okay. Now, it's for you as a relationship coach, you would get clients. I'm going to show you some models that you can use with this, how you can easily solve this. And I've been doing this with couples since 2009 as well. So that was just one of the tips there that I wanted to share with you. And like I said, that's the part of the course. Now, I posted this on Facebook today, and I've been inundated with people that want to be part of this. I have 2 events that are up and coming up, dating and relationship conferences and the social media marketing events, about those that are interested in that as well, which I'm going to come back to that in a bit later. So you may get somebody that may come to you now, and they may be single. And most people that are single that are going to come to you are not really going to feel that it is the fault of themselves. They're most probably going to want to blame everything out on the outside. I mean, if you're single at the moment, just think, or if you're in a relationship at the moment, just think back when you were single and it was a bit, maybe not the best of relationship, where it was ended, and you wanted to blame and say, actually, it wasn't my fault, it was him or her. And we've all sort of been there. Now, these are some of the reasons why the person might be single. Unconsciously, you don't want to be in a relationship. So what the message you're sending out to yourself, to the universe there, is that I don't really want to be in a relationship, but you're giving yourself about 30% of trying to find someone. For example, have you ever been on a date where you didn't really want to be there, or deep down that you didn't really want to be in a relationship? So what then happens then is you're unconsciously, you don't really want to be in a relationship, and that's what comes across that way. You're also looking in the wrong places as well. I had a client once where she was 5'10" without heels, with heels on. She's 6'2", and I used to say to her, she says short men keep hitting on her, and I used to say to her, go to basketball events. As crazy as that sounds, I mean, she wasn't too happy with that. She didn't actually like what I've said, but you're taller than the average person out there, and short men like to hit on taller women. I don't know why that is, but they just like to do that. But men that are going to be on your height and higher are going to be in places where tall men are likely to be. So basketball events, basketball games, basketball training sessions, and things like that. So if you're looking for most people that are looking for to find the right person are usually looking in the wrong places. Now, it's important that you understand this when you're coaching clients, because some clients are going to come to you and don't know why they're single. And then you can go through these different tips to say actually you fall into one of these categories as well. Men and women are not stepping up to the plate, and what that means is some people have themselves on such a high pedestal that they do not realize that nobody is on their level. So therefore, what they then say is that, that person is not stepping up to the plate, and they're not on my level. So they want them to step up to their level, where some people's levels are not really realistic. It doesn't exist, if you know what I mean. I'm sure there's some people that you know that are single and they're very fussy and very particular. So there's that one as well. They may have too many insecurities and too much drama as well. We've all had issues in relationships in the past, I'm sure, and some of us probably are going through it at this moment in time. But if people are insecure, there's going to be problems in that area as well. Insecurities, jealousies, people are lying, and those kind of things causes resentment and lack of trust as well. And if there's too much drama, if you're continually arguing and you're used to arguing in previous relationships, you will bring that into the next one as well. So these are the kind of things that you could identify with them and look at positive solutions and how they can overcome that. Your aura is just wrong. You give it away too freely. You may have a bad vibe about you that people can pick up on that, and some people are not aware of that. Sending out that negative aura, when you meet somebody and you just don't connect with them, and maybe everything they come out with is just negative as well. How you would help that person is get them into lots of personal development, positive personal development there as well. Now this one, usually what the men complain about is about women being too independent, and it's making them hard to deal with. Now, what I mean by that is that some men feel that when they meet a woman and she portrays that she's independent and she can do it all for herself, then he doesn't then feel needed. On the way to our heart, a man's heart, we need to feel needed by you to look after you. As bad as it sounds, us changing a light bulb, men changing a light bulb for a woman, and she makes a big deal about that, or picking her up from the station from work and she makes a big deal about that, connects with our heart, it draws us to them. But from the other end, the woman's looking at that is, oh, he's only just picking me up from the station, what's the big deal? So I've dealt with a lot of women in this area as well, because I used to mainly work with women about 5-6 years ago, and this used to come up all the time. And then also in the situation, you think that being domestic is subservient as well, like it's beneath you to be subservient as well. And also on the this is for the women as well again, but on the flip side for that, some men feel that a woman's place is in the kitchen 24/7, and that he doesn't even have to go in there and do anything. And as we know at this era now, that's not the case now as it is. I mean, years ago, our grandparents times and their times, that was more acceptable than today. So that could be an issue there as well that you could be looking at as well. And it's all about asking the right questions as well. Another one for the women there as well, they might have created an ideal man that only a fairy tale prince can live up to, and that comes down to the expectations. And also the same thing for the men as well. They may have created this perfect woman that is a princess, and she does all the things that he's really looking for, and he's not being really realistic about that situation there as well. You don't have your stuff together. And what I mean by having your stuff together is having your issues and resolving your issues that you may have. Now you might have some stuff going on with you in your life. That could be your personal, it could be your career. And when you're getting clients that are coming to you, if you're a coach, there's certain questions that you need to ask them. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? What personal development have you taken part in yourself? Why do you think that you're single? Why do you, one of the good questions that I usually ask is, what would you, if I was to ask or interview your exes, what would they say positive and negatively about you? And that would give you an idea about the stuff there as well. And another one is too much baggage. And we need to be honest with this, because we all have issues, don't we? We all have some unresolved issues, and I don't mean women, or mainly women with children. I don't mean men. You mean with children, because we're all mature people. sometimes people with children is a positive thing as well. But some people make reference to baggage as children, which I totally disagree with that one. But too much baggage meaning unresolved issues in your life that they need to work on as well. Now, that's just 10 that I've gone over very, very quickly there, but that's what you would deal with if you was dealing with a single person that you was working with as well. So who knows what the men's #1 complaint about women is? Who knows the answer to that? Maybe the men can answer that one. Moaning, nagging. She's always trying to change me. Thank you, Alistair. Anyone else? Don't understand me. Doesn't listen. No respect. Oh, everyone's coming out their issues to me. Okay. Okay. Can you see it there? And I think somebody got that one correct, didn't they? They want to change them. Women want to change us. That's one of the #1 complaint men have about women. They want to change us. They don't like us how we are. They want to change them and mold them into how they want us to be. Usually their father, sometimes as well. Okay, so you can't be fair without reversing it. So what's the women's #1 complaint about men then? Who knows that one? They don't listen. Anyone else? I concur. Don't listen. Don't listen. Everyone's saying don't listen. Don't listen. I wonder why. They do not listen to them. So yes. So I don't think. I think I listen to women. I'm sure the men agree. Don't you listen to all the women in the past? I'm sure that you have done. Okay. Right. I think someone's raising a question there. So this was me back in 2007. I'm just going to very briefly go over me. As you can see, I look absolutely stunning there. That was the lowest part of my life, I would say. Apart from my parents passing away, that was in the lowest part of my life. I was in a divorce, and I went through a painful divorce, lost everything, and the rest is history. I mean, that's another story. And I decided to get into coaching because I really liked the coaching side. Someone's asked me, was I Muslim? No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I was just, that's a woolen hat on there. I was just sitting in my friend's settee, and I was just low than whatever I was. And I was in a bad place. And I did some work on myself, started getting into personal development. I started attending online courses like this. This is what you're having there is training, a course here now. And I started going to seminars and reading books and into personal development. I'm sure a lot of you are into personal development now. That's why you're on this webinar. And to cut a long story short, I started doing webinars, seminars, workshops, mainly working with single women. And I also, after working on myself, there was light at the end of the tunnel, because then I won a Relationship Coach of the Year with the Association of Professional Coaches, Trainers and Consultants, which is called the APCTC, which was formed by some of the most well-respected names in our industry to raise standards and increasing awareness of the coaching, training, consulting, and speaking industry. And they endorse all my courses as well. So I will maybe another time go over the ins and outs of that. But as you can see, can everybody hear me? Can you still see the screen? Someone just sent me a message, they can't really see it. Can everybody still hear me okay? Okay, brilliant, thank you. And yeah, so I won that award, and I started getting into, and I realized with all this coaching that I'm getting involved with, it opens up other doors for me other doors for me as well. And then from then, I set up the Academy of Relationship Coaching. I started doing seminars, and then I started getting in other areas as well. Now, before I carry on, I just wanted to say to you that I have a free gift for you at the end of this webinar as well. A free gift. You're under no obligation to stay to the end, and I'll give that to you as well. Now, when I was married, I was walked into Waterstones, and I saw this book on the shelf, and as it says there, Are You the One for Me by Barbara DeAngelis. Absolutely fantastic book. I recommend that you purchase that book if you're interested in getting into relationships, because once I read this book, I knew that I wanted to get into relationships. And it's an audio or book version, and it makes you be honest with you. And what I realized was that I was in Waterstones in Ashford in Kent, and I walked into Waterstones, and this book was there in front of me, and I was married. So why am I looking at a book asking me this question? And that was a sign for me. And I knew, as soon as I read that book, I knew I would be involved in some form of relationship coaching or expertise. And it was a life-changing moment for me there as well. And I'm writing one of the things that helped me do is I'm writing a book at the moment for single professional women. It's called I Can Find You the Right Man, and it's coming out on September the 3rd. And it's dedicated to helping single professional women find and attract the right partner based on my several years of experience and real stories of women I've worked with as a relationship and award-winning relationship expert as well. This could be easily yourself as well. I also hold webinars, like I have Des O'Connor's webinars as well, where I help people train up and run and conduct their own webinars there as well. And I ran a workshop last month there as well. And all my courses are endorsed by the APCTC as well. So let me just, before I continue, let's have a look. Let me just going to ask you a question on here. It's a question I want to ask everybody in there. Just sending you a question there very quickly. 30 seconds, if you could just answer that question for me, so I've got an idea of your views on that. You can just tick yes, no, or maybe. Already am. 5 seconds to go. Thank you. 5. Brilliant. Okay. Thank you very much. 67% said yes, 11% said no, 11% said maybe, and 11% said already am. Brilliant. Okay. Now, you make, I think one of the most popular, hold on, let me just, right. One of the popular areas of the coaching industry, I think it will be obviously the singles and how to help singles find and attract the right partner. And I'm just going to go over you some tips on how you would be able to help them when they come to you as well. This is a man or a woman. One of the things is which questions to ask established who is right for you. Now, when you get a client, if you get someone that's single coming to you, one of the top questions you could ask them is, how would you know when your right partner comes into your life? And also what you could do is get them when they're going out in dates is to coach them to establish which questions are right for them when they're actually going out on these dates. Now, one of the questions that I use all the time is to ask them, stick to asking an open question. And that question could be, where do you see yourself in 3 years? Or where do you see yourself in 5 years? Now, let's get this right. This is for a single person that has come to you for advice and finding the right partner. And sometimes the first date doesn't go too well, but sometimes the first date does go on well for the first 3 months, and it fizzles out, and it keeps happening, and it keeps happening. And sometimes we need to establish what they're actually looking for in the early stages of the relationship. So it could be, for example, the woman may want to get married and have a family, and she may ask the man, where do you see yourself in 3 years? Now, he may say, I want to travel, I want to tour, I want to change my career, and there's no mention of marriage or having children. Now, he's more or less saying to her at that moment in time the opposite, more or less, of what she's saying. then she would therefore know that this man is not compatible. Keep him on a friends vibe for the next 6 months or so, and then maybe if she still likes him, he may change his mind going back, and then she can go on more dates from that as well. Now, you need to, when you're working with someone that's single, is looking at the choices that they made in the past and get them to identify who was the chooser. And sometimes, I'm sure we've dated people that were wrong for us in the past, and we don't want to take responsibility because it's easy to blame them, but we need to be honest and say, who chose that person in the past? And I had a problem with this in the beginning. And it's only when I started doing a lot of coaching, then I had to take responsibility for, the woman that I chose, that I divorced in my marriage, but I chose her, so I couldn't blame her because I chose her. And you need to get your clients, when they come to you, to get them to identify that they are the people that are choosing and they are not the victims. And once they understand that and they start taking responsibility, they can then you can still work with them and work out a strategy on how they can make better choices in the future. And ask them, why do they think they are single? Is it because of lack of availability of the opposite sex they're looking for, or is it lack of opportunities? It could be that they haven't got any friends, all their friends are settled down and married, they don't know where to go. It could be they lack confidence. Because once you identify why they think they're single, then we can start looking at areas. They could admit that they have unresolved issues. So if they have their unresolved issues, then they need to get some personal development or therapy or counseling or anything along those lines as well. And you need to establish from them what type of relationship do they want to have. Do they want a casual relationship, which some people want, and that's fine? Are they looking for a serious relationship? Do they want marriage? Do they want a family? Do they want children? And looking at them and identifying with them, who do they need to be to attract that type of person in their life? There's no point if you want to be settled down and have a family and the person that you're with is career driven and doesn't have time for you, then you're going to get a conflict there in that relationship there as well. So get them to identify what that is as well. And do they have any unresolved issues? And are they getting any help? Now, we've all had, and some still have, unresolved issues. One of the main issues that I have openly, I'm not ashamed to say that, is I'm dealing with the bereavement of my parents, mainly my mum. And that has caused lots of problems in my relationships in the past as well. And I'm working through that, and one of the goals is I'm going to be working through that a lot more in the future. But what is it about yourself? What is it that you may have as a client? Because I'd recommend that you as a coach work on these areas in your area of your life if you have them, because then you're walking the talk, and also you can understand and empathize with your client when they come to you as well. And where is the type of person they are looking for most likely to be hanging around in? Where are they going to be more than likely? Ladies, if you have a lady that's looking for a guy that's into fitness, then he's more likely to be in the gym, isn't he? And those types of areas and sporting events. If you're not into, if a man's looking for a woman that's into personal development and growing and marketing and business and all those types of events, they're more likely to be at exhibitions, conferences, seminars, etc., and those types of places more likely to going to be there. And you'd be surprised how many singles are at events like that, professional people that want to meet someone as well. And do they go there on a regular basis as well? There's so many places that when you start to get clients, there's going to be some places that they want to go to, and there's going to be some places that they don't want to go to. Some people don't want to touch speed dating. Some people don't want to me, one of the best things that your client could do, because they're surrounding themselves in the environment with 30 people and they're going to meet them in one evening. Do that 3 times a month, that's 100 people they're nearly meeting. There's going to be dates coming from that, but they need to be putting themselves out there. And you as a coach which needs to coach them in that area and letting them know that the advantages of doing that as well. Now, you must make them realize that they must take full responsibility as to why they are single as well. It's so important that you make them see that, because without them being able to see that, that the reason why they're single, you can't move on from there. So let me just put some other question. Great, thank you. Someone just had a question there, so 1 second. So I have another question here for you. So look. So I've just sent you a question here. So I want to get a feel of, if you was an expert, which area would you want to be an expert in? Okay, it's interesting at the moment. Couples, single men and women. No one wants to save marriages. Okay, dads mainly. Okay, interesting. Someone said dads mainly. In what area? What area? What, finding a wife, their children there? Mr. K, I won't say your name, but yeah. Brilliant. Okay. Thank you very much for that. So 33%, 29% said single women, 29% said single men, 14% said couples, and 29% said both. So thank you very much for that. Brilliant. Okay, let's have a look. Brilliant. Building their relationship with their kids. Thank you. That is an area that's not really touched as well. So yeah, that'd be a great area there as well. Brilliant. Okay. Has this been, so far, we're halfway through the webinar, has this been good information so far, everybody? Just type in a yes or no, or this crap or whatever. Just let me know. So I'm just trying to go at a nice steady pace. Thank you. Thank you. Brilliant. Getting the feedback. Thank you very much. Excellent. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right. So the top reasons, let's have a look at the top reasons why relationships fail and how you can save them, because you need to understand these issues here, which are really important, because you may get some clients coming to you and you need to understand this. Now, here's some of the top reasons why relationships fail and how you can save them. Some people try to change the partner and not realizing that we are wired completely differently. And we covered that a bit earlier about the brains and how we're wired very differently. And that is mainly due to the fact with our past. We want people to be how usually the man wants the woman to be how had character traits as the mum, and vice versa. The woman wants the man to have traits like that, like the father. And this can cause problems, because if the person is strong-minded and set in their ways, then that can cause problems. Now, one of the things you need to establish is which things you want to change and why. Why do you want to change that area? Why is that so important to you? You know, it could be that we're subconsciously looking for the mother or the father. I know for a fact traits of my mother has been really important to me in my relationships in the past. That's me, but what is it about you? And you need to identify this with your clients that you're going to be getting there as well. Broken promises, lying, cheating, stealing, these are quite common things. Some people, sometimes honesty is the best policy, but some people cannot take lying, broken promises, unfaithfulness, and stealing there as well. Lack of self-knowledge for couples, and it's one of the things that some of us one of the things I realized that when I started getting into this, that most people are not aware of all this stuff. Most people are not aware of the differences between men and women. We know what we're different, but how different, and why do we react how we react in relationships? So because couples don't have the self-knowledge for couples, don't understand their partner, doesn't want to take out the time to really understand them, what makes them tick, what makes them upset, then you can't move forward from there as well. Low self-esteem, insecurity, and lack of confidence as well can be a problem as well. Not to mention violence as well. That can cause problems in a relationship as well. Low self-esteem, as we know, if you're not worthy of yourself, you feel insecure all the time, and you lack confidence as well. And that's for both sides as well. Excessive jealousy seems to be one of the most common reasons relationships fail. I've done a lot of research on this, and sometimes, you know, when you're consistently jealous of somebody, it's only going to break down a relationship, as we know. And it's all about building back that trust, looking at why the person's very jealous. It could be mainly because of their past that's linked in with that, and that could be triggered within their current relationship as well. But once you understand that, you can get them to move forward to a happy medium as well. Poor and ineffective communication as well is another one as well. And if anybody has any children, it could be that they don't get on with the person's children, or they don't like their children, or they thought they could cope with children, and they didn't as well. And communication is so important that when you have couples that are together, everybody has different ways of communicating. Sometimes two people cannot communicate very effectively together on a positive way. I mean, when I was married, we was constantly arguing and shouting at each other, and we couldn't communicate. That was one of the areas that on my side as well. But once you understand this, you can look at models and strategies and how they can communicate in a more effective manner that way as well. Control issues as well. Some people just like to control their partner, which can cause problems as well. And also, which I forgot to mention, not maybe compatible sexually as well could cause problems why they're failing as well. And control issues. Some people just want to be able to control their partner. And as we know, the reason why people like to be in full control all the time is because of lack of not being in control, because they're afraid of their fear. All these factors are linked with something that they're afraid of as well. Unhealthy physical behavior, which shouldn't be part of a love relationship. Unhealthy physical behavior, it could be violence, it could be just dominating that person physically as well. And as some of us know, once it starts, it never usually stops as there as well. No time for that partner as well. Maybe the person's just so busy that they just don't make any time for them because they're busy with their career and other things as well. The other partner then feels neglected, and then they don't feel worthy, and then they're lonely as well. And then what then happens then is they move on, or they meet somebody else, or they just drift apart, and that's what usually happens there as well. So that is some of the top reasons why relationships fail. And continually picking faults at your partner as well. Now, John Gray, author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, is actually over here in the UK in June, in London actually. And he says the root cause of complaints is a lack of understanding and acceptances of our basic differences. And it's actually not making anybody wrong. It's actually accepting the differences there. Once you accept it, and then you can move on as well. So 7 ways on how you could guide couples to marriage. Now, one of the top one I would say is personal development. Personal development, i.e. this is personal development here in itself. A couple could be listening to this and they guarantee they would learn something from this as well. Personal development meaning CDs, DVDs, going to seminars, reading books, listening to audio programs. YouTube is free. Type in what you're interested in and that will be there as well. And that's a way that you can guide them to marriage, especially if they both want to get married. If that's what their number one goal is, and they can move forward from there as well. Seek help early. What most people do is they seek help when it's too late. And that's one of the things I suppose that happened in my divorce. My counselor said we only went to her when things were really bad. And I suppose that's what most people do. They wait until things, we're going to break up. What about the kids? What about the mortgage, the house, and all those kind of things? What people are going to think. They go and try and get therapy and help. And by then, there's been so much damage has been done, it cannot be repaired. And I always say to people that are couples, say, just go once every 2 or 3 months. Just have a little top up, like a service check, like you do with a car, and then at least the foundation is set, because things may be creeping in without you even realizing it. And you need to manage your arguments and disagreements in a positive way. Avoid blaming, try and empathize with the person, take time out and asking each other, which is the best way to communicate with you. And, sometimes just agree. Sometimes it is what it is. You see black and I see white, and try and end that in a positive way and take the focus back on, if we were married, how would we deal with this in a positive way? Always communicate and avoid blame. This is another one as well. I suppose that we've all been there, including myself. A situation happens and you want to point the finger and want to blame. And if you was guiding a couple in there, one of the rules that you would have there was no more blaming. Don't blame anybody for anything that goes on as well. And have high standards, but make sure the standards are reasonable, achievable. Some people have such high standards, they're not even that standard themselves as well. So have high standards that you can then adhere to, and your partner can adhere to, and communicate for that as well. If you know that if you're a woman and she wants children, and she knows I don't want any children unless I'm married, and she sticks to that, and then the man needs to respect that as well. That's a prime sort of example as well. Learn to repair and exit the argument. Repair it, communicate from it, get into a nice positive vibe, try and create an environment where there is a positive environment, maybe relaxed, chilled after a meal when it's nice and relaxed and vibe, and get you back on track on discussing the marriage, and when you're repairing the argument, getting back and talking about, where would you like to get married and what type of marriage do you want? You both might have been divorced before, and look at what you both contributed towards that. But it's all about learning and repair and exiting the argument, and this will be covered with the personal development as well. And focus on the positives. There are positives that you can focus on in this situation there as well. And what I meant by exit the argument, someone just mentioned to me about exit the argument. Exiting the argument meaning don't let it drag on for too long. Repair it and exit it, change the subject, and focus on the positives for that as well. Just had a question about that as well. And focus on the positives as well. So let's look at 5 reasons why men and women react differently in relationships. Now, men are more logical and better at coordination and spatial awareness, and we master at one thing at a time. As you can most probably gather, men are more. Sorry, one sec. I've just lost a slide there. Let me just go back to the slide. Here we go. Sorry. Now, in relation to this, as you can find, the best chefs are men, and the reason why that is that we focus on one thing and master it. But with women, they can multitask. However, but once we focus on one thing and we're more logical and we can coordinate better at that moment in time, then we can do one thing at a time and master it. Women are more intuitive, and they have greater emotional intelligence and have better memories for words and faces. Women are more clued up and in tune with their emotions than men. We know that. That's a fact. And if you look at all the discussions on Facebook and in articles, you very rarely get loads of men talking about emotions and how they're feeling, intelligent and things like that. Women are more likely to express how they're feeling there as well, and that can cause problems in relationships, because then women are usually expecting the man to be how they react there as well. I mean, I could go into this in a lot more depth, but let's look at this in a bit more different angle. Women's brains are more efficient than men, and that's because both the brains are wired differently. If you look at a woman can juggle the home, the finances, the cooking, the cleaning, and also making sure that the man is looked after at the same time. Their brains are more efficient than us. We can't work like that. You give a man 2 or 3 things to do at the same time. We are struggling in that area there as well. And some men may disagree with that, but that is the case. And that's why it's easy for maps are structured strictly for the chaps, because we can focus on that. What would happen in that area there is women struggle with that because of how their brain is wired, and it can be seen to be a bit more very confusing for women to read maps. That's why when a woman's in a car with a man and he's got the years ago with the A to Z, he could read it, and the woman very rarely could read it. And that's why women would stop the nearest person and ask them, can you ask them for directions? And then the man would have a problem with that because he's feeling undermined as well. Now, crying babies are for mothers. as well. They seem to be able to cope with that kind of stress, which men perceive that as stress, a lot more better than men can. Men can deal with it only for a certain period of time, but women are made to be able to deal with that. They'll be able to nurture the babies and bring them up in that loving and caring an environment. With men, I mean, I have children and I love my children, and when they're babies, there's only so much of screaming you can do. That's why you see a lot of men in films, etc., carrying the babies to the mum. And men, we don't really understand women. Even when we get into conversations and we start talking about relationships with women, we do get real, and we do understand, why does she do this? I never understand why she do that. Only women would do that, and I'm sure that the same thing happens with women when they talk about men. They must really wonder why do we do what we do as well. Now, women are really best at multitasking, and I must admit that I've touched on this briefly before, but they are experts at this. They can do so many things at the same time, which can cause problems in a relationship, because then sometimes she expects us to do the same thing. When you registered for this webinar, there should have been a website with some videos on there that I provided for you that you can help you understand this in a bit more depth as well. So I just wanted to touch on that briefly as well. So the female v male brain networks, men have more connections within each hemisphere and between the front and back of the brain. So there's more connections going on with each hemisphere between the front and the back of the brain. So therefore, there's a lot of things going on there for the man to try and work out. So, as Anthony Robbins said, most people fail in life because they major in minor things. And I agree with that. I spoke to an elderly couple recently, and they were married for I don't know, 35, 40 years. And I said, what is the key? And they said, we don't major in minor things. If there's a problem, we fix it and move on. And as simple as that sounds, I'll always remember that. So why do women want mentalists to not give advice? Well, one, they want to be heard. Like I said before in the beginning, they want to hear, they want the man to hear what she has to say. She doesn't want to give advice, because that is the way to her heart as well. She wants to know that he's there and can listen to her as well. Women are more emotional than men. The men don't want, if you hear how men communicate to men, they're constantly giving each other advice and talking about solutions and problems. Women are more emotional. It's give them the time. It needs to be a nice environment, etc., and things like that. So they like to be heard, and they like to have that emotional connection, and this helps by him listening, creates that emotional connection. They expect the men to have traits as their girlfriends. So when they're speaking to their girlfriend, they're expecting the man to react to her and communicate to her like the girlfriend, which obviously is not, it doesn't really happen that way. And it's an easy way to her heart. If you just listen to her, she feels that she trusts you, she feels that she can communicate with you, and then she'll be drawn more to you there as well. And she doesn't want to feel controlled. So when you constantly keep telling her, do this, do that, etc., she's feeling controlled. And like I said, she likes to be heard. So by you controlling her and telling her what to do on a consecutive basis, she's not feeling heard. Now, why men dislike women who want to change them? Well, first of all, he feels undermined, which is a spelling mistake there, but never mind. Feels undermined, and he wants to be the man in the relationship. Now, he's feeling undermined because, what he's saying is, do I not feel worthy of, don't you feel worthy of me? Don't you think I'm man enough for you? Why do you want to change me? Don't you love me the way I am? So he's feeling a bit undermined, and maybe he could be thinking, well, maybe she's interested in somebody else because I'm not good enough. And he wants to be the man in the relationship. And what I mean by that, he wants to be able to provide for her, protect her, look after her, make her feel special, and protecting her. But if she's changing him, the way that he wants to be is set in his ways that he wants to be. He has to feel needed in the relationship. He has to feel that the woman needs him in a relationship, because then he will continually look after and provide for her and protect her. This is the way to his heart. Believe it or not, most women don't understand this, but this is the way one of the ways to a man's heart, to make him feel special and needed for you as well. And most men are comfortable and set in their ways and dislike changes as well. Sorry, one sec. Can everybody hear me? I just had a message that it was a bit no. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Thanks for the message. Someone said they couldn't hear me. Thank you. Right, brilliant. So I'm just giving you some tips there. So let me just go over. If you was a relationship expert, let's have a look at how you could market yourself to receive many clients that you can't take anymore. I'm just going to go over this very quickly because we're going to be wrapping up soon. So one of the areas that you could look at, just imagine that you've now qualified and you've got your business set up. How can you get more clients? Well, one of the top ones you can use is social media: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, you name it. That goes without saying, using social media. Online marketing is another powerful way that you can use that. There's a website called Warrior Forum, which you can go and market there as well. Now, online marketing this is, for example, an online marketing strategy here now, a webinar. Offline would be you giving out flyers at a seminar, sending out sending out flyers to people and posting to them and things like that. That's offline marketing. Joint ventures is when you promote an event. The two of you promote an event and you both split the money 50%. So it could be, for example, you come to me and say, let's do a webinar. I'm selling something for £2,000 or £1,500 on this webinar. We both promote it to our contacts, and then when people purchase at the end of the webinar, we both split the money. So it's a joint venture, which is called a partnership there as well. Facebook advertising as well, YouTube marketing. eZine Articles is a website that you can go to look at your competitors and do JVs on there as well. There's a website called datingtrail.co.uk, and that's where singles can go and see what events are in the area as well, which is a really good website. You can go and you can connect with the owners of the companies on there, because you can then maybe give talks and sell your products and services at their events. Meetup.com is another powerful website, which I'm sure you're aware of on there. You can get a lot of information on there. Write a book. I recommend you write a book because you'll be perceived as an expert. Hold events, workshops, seminars, and webinars, which I've done. Dating events, speed dating, and singles events, and all of these I've done. Speak at conferences and seminars, like, for example, here I'm looking for people to come on board with that as well. So these are my next events that's coming up in London. My next dating and relationship conference event is on Sunday, the 20th of March 2016 in London. This will be the fourth one, and this will be my biggest one, and there will be 200 people, minimum 200 people at this one as well. Social media marketing events. I hold a social media marketing event. This is my second one that's coming up. The first one was on April the 30th. The first one was on October. The next one is on Saturday, the 30th of April, 2016. I've got some amazing speakers lined up for that as well. Yet again, 200 people will be that one as well. And I'll also be launching the Association for Social Media Managers, where I'm going to be creating a training course for people that can be trained up to be qualified social media manager. Oh, thank you, Alistair. You was at the social media one. It was awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. And what I want to do is I want to train up people to be social media managers. I will not be providing the training. I will have experts that are providing the training, and they will be able to attend this event and be known as an expert in the area of there as well. I know this is a dating event, but I'm just sharing with you the opportunities that are available out there as well. There's me with Jarek Robbins. If you don't know who he is, he's Tony Robbins' son. I met him at a seminar this year actually, and he gave me some advice about what I can do in America. Briefly, it's going to go about myself. I spoke at the Yes Group in London. These are the places that you can go and network and get clients as well. Now, your client is going to ask themselves when they come to you is, what is in it for me? Okay. they need to know straight away how you can achieve their goals, and what you need to identify is what they're looking for and how you can help them achieve that goal. And it's so important. Now, this is me on stage at my last event. I did a webinar workshop on how webinars can treble your income as you sleep, and this is the people there at the end of the webinar. This is about a third of the people that was in the room at the end, and it was a great event. It was the first event that I've held. Now, I'm sharing this with you because I can help you hold and host your own webinar as well, and see what's possible as well. The difference between coaching and counseling, a lot of people are asking me. Coaching is basically working with people where they are now and where they want to get to in their area. So if someone comes to you now and say, I'm single, I want to find the right partner, okay, this is how we're going to do that. We don't go back into the past. That's what counseling does. Counseling goes into the past, looks at your childhood, looks at your family and your upbringing, and then they look at, oh, you know, this is the reason why you've done what you've done, and we can move forward as well. Thank you for the clarification of Jariq's spelling there. Thank you very much. I'll amend that one. So what would you want to do? Would you want to know how to coach single women? Would you want to know how to coach, sorry, let me come back to that, single men? What about how to coach couples in problems? What about how to coach married couples in problems? What about divorcees? Which one of those would you be interested in? Now, those who don't know me, I created this wedding. Now, this is Lucy Johnson. She came to me, I met her at a seminar, and she came to me for advice on how to find the right man into her life. And what I did was, I then had 2 sessions with her. I'm not going to show you the video, but this is her testimonial from my, this is a slide that I did for my webinar called I Can Find You the Right Man. And she said, I have a video of her saying this as a testimonial, as proof it's not made up. But basically, she said she had 2 sessions with me, and it really changed the way I looked at myself in my life. And by only having 2 coaching sessions, helped me to find and attract the right man in their life. I'm so happy. Thank you so much, Des. And I think they're getting married, or they are married this year, but I think she's living in another country. Now, very quickly, I'm just going to go over some of the models that you would use when you are actually coaching couples or singles. And we're going to use I'm just going to go over a model called the EDAMS model. And what this is basically is you come to a client and then you're going to go over EDAMS. This is a model. You're going to have lots of models that you can use with your coaching. Now, first thing you need to do is establish what the end result of the goal will be. And what will your goal look like once you've achieved it? So, for example, if it's a single woman, she says, I want to meet a man and she wants to get married. So then her end result is that she wants to get married. Then the next part of the model is decide. D's for decide. Decide what the first small thing is they must do to work towards it. Name one small thing that you could do to help you achieve it. Now, that could be going to a speed dating event or trying online dating, for argument's sake. Action. What action can be taken, when, and what they're going to do specifically. What day, time are you going to take this action? Because they need to be accountable to you. And some of them may be resistance to that as well. That's really important that they get to do that. You need to measure what progress has been made in a journal or diary. And how will you know you are working towards your goal, and how will you keep a record of it? So you both keep a journal of the measure of what they're going to be doing, working towards their goal. And the state needs to be positive and encouraged, and remind yourself what state of mind you need to be in to be focused at all times. What will you do when you have the days when you don't feel like working towards your goal? What makes you very happy? It might be music, it might be eating, it might be going to the gym, it might be reading, it might be having a candidate bath. You need to identify that with your client, what makes them tick in a positive way as well. This is another thing that I use on a regular basis as well. You might have known this is the life wheel model, where you use all the areas of the wheel going around, and then you put a dot in the middle, and then basically going all the way around in the middle you put a line where you are scaled in between 0 to 10, and then you line up all the lines there as well. It's a very good model that you can use, especially if someone has no idea as to why they are single. And this is a single women's dating wheel as well that I use. Similar thing as well. She could look at what areas of the life, and you can do this with the men as well, obviously, but this is what I used to use with single women. Could she be doing more the past, meaning her issues, men, understanding men, what does she want, issues, readiness, confidence, and those things there as well. So let's have a look at beliefs and where they come from very quickly. Now, whatever you're going to get clients that are going to have some issue and a belief about something. Now, our beliefs come from the environment, past outcomes, events in life, education, and creative thinking. So let's have a look at this for an example. You may come to a client that believes that I don't think I will get married. And we're looking at this belief model as a tabletop. And a tabletop, as it says there, is the belief I don't think I'm going to get married. Now, that belief has references to support that. So the references to support this might mean that I can't keep a steady relationship, the men I meet don't want to get married, and it could be also my parents divorced when I was a child. But you as a coach, responsibility is to change that belief at the top and turn it upside down and change it. And change it to think, well, let's say if you do think you believe you will get married, what would be the references to support that? And it would be, men always tell me I'm wife material. I visualize my wedding every day, and my best friends are all married and have learned so much from me. I've learned so much from them. So do you see how you could change the belief of a client or clients for that example as well? And that's a belief model that you could use from them as well. And as Tony Robbins says, as long as you believe something, your brain operates on automatic pilot, filtering any input from the environment, searching for references to validate your belief, regardless of what that is. So I'm going to wrapping up now, guys, but let me just ask you some questions. Have you learned a lot so far in a short space of time? Do you think you could become a relationship expert? Do you want to learn a lot more? Have you had value so far from me today? I hope so. Let's look at how you can become a relationship expert and have your own business in a box and speak on stage at the next dating and relationship conference. So let's go over this very quickly. People have asked me, how much can you earn? So let's have a look at this. Let's say on average you're charging £75 an hour. And let's assume that you can pull in just 5 working clients per day, hours per day. So that works out at £375 per day. A week is 1,875, a month 7,500, and a year that would work out to be 90,000. So on average it's £50 per person and £100 per couple there as well. This is excluded any products as well, any products or anything else that you've got outside of that, seminars, talking, etc., and things like that as well. Everyone has always given relationship advice, as you most probably have done. Why not get paid for this? You can study this alongside your current job. You can charge £50 to £150 per hour. You can coach globally or by the telephone. You know, you can have clients in the other side of the world, coach them on Skype, one-on-one, telephone, webinars, seminars, group sessions, and you also write your own relationship book as well and be perceived as an expert in an area as well. So would you like to present your business on stage and sell and keep 100% of all sales? How much would this be worth to you if you had the opportunity? What would this give you? Would you like some amazing special offers? Well, I'm going to share something that I've never done before with my course as well. So I'm going to share with you. Has this been valuable to you? Introducing the Academy of Relationship Coaching, How to Become a Relationship Expert in 2016 and Speak on Stage coaching program. It's an Academy of Relationship Coaching online coaching program, which I'm going to introduce you to. First of all, I'm going to introduce you to the bronze package. This is what you're going to be getting. You're going to get an online course, which is going to have 150 modules, questions and forms, 100 ebooks on dating and relationships, and 100 ebooks on personal development, all valued, total valued at £1,234 as well. And today I'm going to do a special offer. You can get started for this for just one payment of £247. Yes, £247, a one-off payment, or £97 today, and then 2 monthly payments of £97. So this is what you're going to be getting. You're going to get free ebooks on dating and relationship techniques as well. You're going to get 100 of those valued at £2,700 there as well. And you're going to get the same for the 100 ebooks on personal development, because we need to know about that as well. But you're going to get video coaching modules in this format here, and there's going to be videos supporting this on how men and women cope with stress differently, how to resolve issues between couples, marriages in a positive way, how saving failed marriages and families, how to help single men to find and attract the right woman, how to help single women to find and attract the right man, how to set up a successful webinar, how to treble your income using webinars. I'm going to put that in there as well. How to help singles keep the right partner, how to guide couples to a positive marriage, 17 positive steps to improve communication between couples. Remember, these are all video modules that you can go and study and learn at your own pace. How understanding how men and women's brains are different can help you be an excellent relationship expert. Why men and women react differently to stressful situations. Why women want men to listen and not give advice. Why men dislike women who want to change them. How men really fall in love, how women really fall in love, how to set up your own dating events, speed dating, singles parties events in your area, how to set up your own dating relationship workshops and seminars, which I'm already doing at the moment, how to create and sell your own products globally, and how to get into magazines, radio stations and TV, etc. as well. And also I've got a bonus as well. If you take action today, you're going to get the following bonus. You're going to get an additional 151 empowering coaching questions and frequently used coaching phrases. They're going to be covering general coaching questions, clarification, reflection, goals, challenges, turning points, grateful, and happiness as well. And these are the questions that you're going to be getting to use that as well. All of these can help you with your coaching business. There's phrases, there's clarification, reflection, goal, core values, visioning, relationships, spirituality, energy, intuition, positive outlook, look outside yourself, and GEL, which is a model there as well. So the next level of the package is a silver course, which is an upgraded version of that. You might be interested in that as well. And what you get for this is you'll be able to speak on stage for 3 minutes at the Dating and Relationship Conference on March 20th in front of 200 guests. That's valued at $997. Introduction video for your website and YouTube channel. What that means is on the day you can come to the event and record a professional promo video for your website or your business, and you can use that. And that's valued at $297. And then we're going to send you your recorded and edited version of your stage presentation that you can use for your business as well, whatever you want to use with that as well. But you can present your business opportunity or webinar, whatever you want to promote, and you keep all the money you make on stage. And that's valued at $1997. You're going to have an exhibition stand at the seminar for free, and we'll give out all your promotional material to 200 guests, which is valued at $497. And you'll also get the whole access you get the whole access to the ARC online course, the bronze course, which I just shared with you as well. You get that free as well, and that's valued at £1,234. Total value is £5,319, and you'll get this today for a special offer for just one payment of £497 or $177 today, and 2 monthly payments of $177. And then the final one is the Gold ARC course package, which a lot of people was interested in. I've had a lot of emails and texts about this today. This is what you get. You'll speak on stage for 10 minutes at the Dating and Relationship Conference on March 20th in front of 200 guests, valued at $997. You're going to set up and prepare and promote your live automated webinar and invite all my contacts to attend. So I hope you prepare a webinar like this. I will promote it to all my contacts, and you can keep all the money that you make from that as well. That's valued at $1497. Do the intro video, like I said, for the silver as well. That's valued at $297. Recorded and edited version of your stage presentation as well. Present your business opportunity, like I said before, $1997. Exhibition stand, that was covered in silver. Full new integrated website. So yes, you're going to get, I'm going to prepare for you and design your own website that can take your booking payments using PayPal and upload your videos there to sell your coaching there as well. So I'm giving that as part of the gold package as well, valued at $1497. Also, what's going to happen, I'm going to do for the first time, I'm going to have mastermind monthly live video coaching from me, and it will be something like this where you access, I'll give you a link and you access this recording like this, and I'm live on the call, and you can ask me as many questions as you want, and everyone, all the other people that are on the course will be able to connect and ask questions as well. And there'll be 3 of those between now and the event in March as well. And you get access to the recording. So if you cannot attend or you want to hear what I'm saying again, you can have access to that as well. And that's valued at 1297 as well. Sharon Calix did a presentation for my ARC course in the middle of the year on social media marketing. You can get access to that recording as well. Graham Price's video on psychology and relationships. He came and gave us a talk at the last ARC course, a 2-day seminar, a 2-day workshop, and he is absolutely fantastic. You'll get access to that recording as well, and access to the online course, which is in bronze, valued at 1234, total value £10,004. And I'm doing a special offer today. Get started today for one payment of $997, or pages 367 today and 2 monthly payments of 367. So what are you going to decide? What is coming up, wrapping up to the end, and I know you might have some questions. These are the 3 courses that I'm having available now: the bronze, the silver, the gold. You can start from £97 today, or 177 for silver, or 367 for gold. And if that's what you're interested in, all you need to do is go to I'll come back to that in a sec. Now, how did I change John's life? Now, I met this person at a seminar, never did any public speaking before, and I said to him, look, I'm holding a social media event, come along and speak. And he goes, no, I can't, I'm scared, I want to leave it till next year. He had 3 coaching sessions with me, and there is me and him there at my social media marketing event. I designed his banner there at the back. He was suited and booted, and there's him talking to clients there, and most importantly, there is the man there on stage for the first time, and he gave a fantastic presentation. I was so proud of him, and he's going to be coming back again for that as well. This is what I want to do for yourself. These are the kind of things that I like to do from people that want to just be taken to the next level and get on stage and present their business out there as well. Now, this is one of my clients I created their wedding. I can't thank Des enough. I originally met him, my husband, at work. However, if it hadn't been for his dating event in 2012, we never would have got together. You see, I thought my husband wasn't serious about settling down, and when he began putting the moves on me, I thought it was because he was just after one thing. However, luck and faith ensured we ended up unplanned at Des's dating event in our finest attire. I got more than a touch of the green-eyed monster, and when I saw the ladies making a beeline for him, I got more upset when I later learned that he had scored a whole host of dates too. Des advised that I would have to tell him how I really felt and wanted the chance with him, as I had knocked him back previously. I took the plunge to invite him out a couple of weeks later, and it was a great success. Less than a year, we were married by Framer Jess, and there they are there as well. So my coaching has helped create marriages, and I can help you do the same thing as well. So you're also really wondering, well, okay, if I'm going to come on board, I'm going to be one of the speakers. What actually happens there? What do I actually get? So let me just share with you very quickly. Have a look, 1 second. Right. So I'm just going to show you the website that you would be on if you were speaking at the event. Then I'm going to show you the page where you can go and get more information about this. Now, this was the event I held in Birmingham this year. So these are all the speakers. I had all the speakers at the event. Now, all the speakers line up. There's myself, there's Graham, there's Elliot, Jill. These are the speakers that were there as well, that are at the event as well. Now, Adrina here, she did the course, as you can see on the bottom right hand side, just an ARC qualified course. Olga, Lisa, and Juliet as well. Okay, so that the website is datingandrelationshipconferences.com. This is what you would get. You would have one of these banners, and this will be promoted all over the UK about that. So I just wanted to share with you what you would actually get for that as well. So let's just go back to the slide. All right, brilliant, because I'm just going to be wrapping up. Okay, so that's what you would get there for that as well. There's Natasha there as well. Now, you may want to not be interested in that, but you may want to be an exhibitor at the Data Generation Conference, and you'll be able to introduce your business to a select audience of single professionals, opportunity to pitch on stage. The event will be professionally recorded for future broadcast and training, listed in the DRC sponsoring section on the website, etc. We will design your promotional banner for you to promote, and this will be promoted throughout our promotional platforms to enhance your exposure. You get a roll-up, you can display your banner, we provide you table and chairs, and have all your promotional material given out at the end to all the guests when they leave. It's only £97 to £47 for the day. Bear with me a second. And this is the website you need to go to for all this information. It's academyofrelationshipcoaching.com/course. Everybody got that? This will also be sent to you. I will be sending this to you at the end as well, so not to worry about that as well. So I'm just going to go over this again. This is what you're getting on the bronze. There, as you can see, the bronze is 247 97 today, or 2 payments of 97. The silver 497 today, or 2 monthly payments of 177. And gold is 997 or 367 today, and 3 payments of there as well. And that's the website you need to go to. So is anybody at the moment have any questions so far? I'm going to send you the link there as well. Just bear with me a sec. Thank you, Steffi. Has anybody got any questions? No, run over a bit of time, but I was trying to get as much information to you guys as possible. You guys are the first guys that are seeing this today. Well, not necessarily. Someone's asked me, is it only in the UK? No, you could present on stage at, let's say, for example, because someone just asked me about that. Sorry, 1 second. If you, for example, wanted to do the course, someone just asked me, I'm assuming that the person's not from the UK, what we could do, if let's say you wanted to do the gold course, yes, we could provide a presentation for you where you could record yourself and I could play it to the audience, or we could pre-record a webinar there for you as well, if that makes sense, because someone's just asked me that question. Any others? Anybody else got any other questions? Hold on a second, there's a question here. This offer will be valid, I'd say, over the next 72 hours. No one else is aware of this out there at the moment, because you are the first people that have attended this webinar for this, and I only can take on maybe about 5 or 6 to do this, because there's going to be other keynote speakers as well. So there's going to be limited places for this offer. So please, if you are interested, please contact me, because I haven't promoted this. This will be, okay, someone's asked a question, how long is this valid for? This will be valid once, this will be promoted heavily, because this webinar is going to be pre-recorded, and it is going to be as an automated webinar. What that means, everybody, is that this is going to be pre-recorded, edited, and it will be available to everybody out there. So those of you that have attended, you're the first people to know about it. But once all the spaces are taken, that's it, it's gone. I want to, before I forget, I know I was going to give you something. Stay there, because those of you that stay at the end, you're going to get a gift from me. I just want to send you that gift now, which is another training video as well, which will be helpful for you as well. And this is what I used for the the previous course that I held. And this is basically another a £97 training video, as you can should be able to see that now, on how to become a relationship expert. It's an automated webinar. I'm going to send this tool to you now, and a way of saying thank you. Register for that, and you'll get some more information. There's scenarios of how you can become a relationship expert, and it's really good information. And for some reason, this is not letting me do that, which is brilliant. I just realized that it doesn't help you to sort of do that. So I will send this to you again. Yep, someone just said thank you. The multitasking. So this is the the webinar. The prime example about men can't multitask. Someone's just sent me. Thank you very much for that. Yes, this is a prime example. As you can see, I'm struggling with this a little bit, but I will send you all the gift, which is this registration here. If you can see it on the URL, if you can copy that, for some reason it's not allowing me to copy and paste it for some reason. So I can find you the right man /event registration, but I will send this to you all, so don't worry. I'll get that sent to you in an email there as well. Let me just look at the questions. Any other questions from anybody? Was that valuable information? I hope it was. It went very quickly. Was that good stuff? Thank you. It's okay, that was a gift. I hope it was helpful, and I'm hoping that even if you are not interested in becoming a relationship expert, come along to the event on December the 20th. Sorry, March the 20th, the Dating and Relationship Conference there as well. Come along to that, because there was some important information on there that you can come along and network, and maybe you need to see and get the feel of who's doing what. You know, are these speakers out there? The link that I'm going to send you all, it will have video testimonials. There'll be Lucy on there as well if you want more there as well. Someone just asked me, let's have a look. Someone's just asked the certificate of completion of the course. I don't understand that question, Shakita. Would the certificate be recognized in the US? Let me just share something with you very quickly, as I got you on there. Are you still there, Shakita? Let me just see if you're still there, because this might not be relevant to. Are you still there? Let me just see if you're still there. I am. Yes. Okay. Right. This would be benefit to a lot of people there as well. Let me just go to a website here as well. Oh no, that seems to have, the page seems to have gone. Okay, 1 second. Just want to show you something if this is still live. Okay, doesn't seem to be there. Okay, I'm going to send you a link. Basically, I'm endorsed by Paul Carrick Brunson, who I don't know if Shakita, have you heard of Paul Carrick Brunson? Well, he's basically endorsed by Oprah, and he supports all what I do, and I could send you a testimony from him there as well. There's nobody really doing this type of course out there. So I'm looking to come to the States next year, if that helps as well. I was already in Atlanta on the great love debate as well. That makes sense as well. So I hope that's answered your question. So has anybody else got any questions? Have I covered most things? Did it come across clear? I know it came might have been rushed, but I wanted to get as much information. I'm going to send you that webinar, the other webinar training video, which you will also find very interesting as well. So I'll have a look at that there as well. Thanks, Shakita. Have you heard of Paul Carrick-Brunson? Because if it does, then it makes it. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you, Marzina. So who's on board? Who's coming on board? Oh, brilliant, Shakita. Thank you. So yeah. So you could do this, and I'm sure we can sort something out for you. If you did the gold, then you can do everything else apart from, or come over if you can come over. And you could sort of take it from sort of there. I did have a picture of me and him, but Shakita, I'll send it to you. I'll send you the proof, because it was on one of my websites. It doesn't seem to be up for some reason. So I'll get that sorted out there as well. Anybody else got any questions before we're going to be wrapping up? I hope that was valuable. And as I'm speaking to you now, there's 3 people have actually just gone and just purchased the gold package there as well. So I haven't even promoted it to the masses outside of that there as well. So please, if it's something that you're definitely interested in doing, if it's something to you, then please let me know, because I've had this before where people have then come back to me and they want to get a slot in, and it's going to be gone. And remember, if you're going to keep on doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results, as we know that. And what are your goals for next year? What is it that you want to achieve? The hotel's already been booked for March the 20th, and I'm going to need some people to be on stage, and I want to train you guys up, because I want you to be my next success story as well. Someone's asked, when will be the next event after the 20th of March? New year, new start. I don't know yet, Alistair. At this moment in time, my next 2 events are March the 20th and April the 30th. And this may be my last one. I wasn't going to do a course like this, to be honest with you, before, but I've had so many people ask me, and the demand for it. This may be the last one. There's no guarantee for that, but that's all I can say for sort of now. I did say it was going to be the last one the last time, but I had a lot of people asking me for that. Any other questions? Oh, no problem. That's no problem. And good luck with your book as well. He's writing a book. So new year, new start, guys. What is it you're going to do? Please don't attend another webinar. You're welcome. And don't attend one of my webinars next year and you're in the same situation that you are there as well. What was it that that stood out for you? What was it that you found interesting, that you liked? Actually, I'm going to give you a file as well, as you're still here. Let me give you let me see if I can get a file for you. 1 second. Right. I'm going to give you. Let's have a look. There we go. I'm sending you a document now. You should get a document from me now. Basically, I'm giving you another document there as a thank you for staying to the end. The differences, relationship differences between a couple. So you should all get that there as well. So like I said before, the website, I'm going to send it to you as well again, but the website is there, academyrelationshipcoachingcourse.com/course. And if you need to get hold of me, it's on I'll respond to you. Remember that, it's my email is, just reply to the email that you would received. I'll send it to you now. That's my email there. You should have just received that as well. Someone just said to me, the variety of speakers you showed us suddenly allowed me to see how the same subject area can be presented in many different but certainly relevant ways. Awesome. Thank you, Alistair, for that. Thank you very much. I'm glad that I was able to add that value to you for that as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Awesome. Good luck with your book as well. Really, really pleased to hear that. Any other questions, guys? Wrapping up now. We've been on for about an hour and a half now. So if anyone got any questions, you're welcome. Someone's asked, what are the payment methods? You can pay bank transfer, and you can also pay cash into a nominated account there as well. Well, wrapping up, I suppose, because I don't think there's any more questions. If you've got any other questions, then please email me. You got my email address, des@deso'connors.com. And I'd like to just thank you for your time today. If you have any other questions, please. Has everybody got the document I just sent you, the relationship one? You should have got that. You got it? Oh. Look on your bottom of your screen. I just sent you a document, a Word document. Okay. Okay, I'll send that to you as well. When I'm going to send that to you guys as well. Okay, wrapping up now. Thank you so much for your time. Like I said, if you're coming on board, I look forward to seeing you guys on board. And if not, I'll see you at the Dating and Relationship Conference. I hope that was valuable information today. I know it's very rushed and quick, but at least you've got an idea of what can be done that's out there. Okay, so good night for now. I suppose we're going to be wrapping up now. Thanks for your time. If you've got any other questions, just send us an email, and I'm looking forward to working with the ones that been on board. Thanks, Marzina. Take care, and I'll oh, you got the document. Okay, brilliant. Did anybody else get the document? One person said they've got the document, a Word document. Still not got it. Where did you see yours, Marzina? Yep, Kelly's got it. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Julie. Hello. Brilliant. Did you enjoy the webinar? Even though I haven't met you yet, Julie. Just above the chat box. Look just above your chat box. There should be a Word document. It's in handouts. Thank you, Julie. Yep, you got it. Brilliant. It's on there. Take that with you. I will send you the other webinar. Oh, here we go. I've just found it. There you go. I've just sent you the webinar, the product I was telling you about earlier. Just sent that to you. Brilliant. Okay, don't worry, Alistair. Send me an email and I'll resend it to you. Don't worry. Okay, I got a dash. Thanks for your time, everybody. If you've got any other questions, then I'll speak to you soon. All the best. Take care and good night. Thank you very much.